Welcome back to Leeds Lately. I've not made a video for a couple of weeks. There's not been a great amount of Leeds news, but there is now because Leeds are going to be back in action against Man City on the 28th of December, which there'll probably be a live watch along on the channel for that, so get subscribed so you don't miss that. But today's video is going to be about the hunt for a left back. Now, last time I made a video, it was about Matheus Cunha, who now looks like he's going to Wolves. But in that video, I said there's not really been a massive amount of rumours surrounding a left back, but that has started to ramp up slightly now. And I am going to talk a little bit about the pre-season friendlies, of which we beat Real Sociedad 2-1 and we lost to Monaco 4-2. But the game I'm going to concentrate on more is the Monaco game, but only in relation to the video that we've got today, which is the hunt for a left back. So in that game, a lot of the goals that we've conceded in general have come from a switch of play. So before we actually get into talking about these three and how they could potentially help this problem, I'm just going to show you what the issue is with our defending at the moment. So as you can see here, here's one I made earlier. Here is the tactics board. Now, just check you can see that. Yeah. So this is the Leeds team here in yellow. We're playing the 4-2-3-1. We could potentially start playing a 4-3-3, but the issue remains. So let's say that we go up the pitch and we're attacking the ball. The ball is up on the left-hand side, and so we have the right back here, and everybody's sort of pushed up like so. But basically, we've got a massive gaping hole on this left-hand side. And the issue comes that when a team then counter-attacks against us, we're all backing off like this, whilst they've got the ball, so they've got the ball, we're all backing off and we get sucked over to that side. This player, usually Junior Firpo, can't get back in time. So it's partly the system and it's partly Junior Firpo himself. But this player, no matter who it is, can never get back in time to get into this gap to stop that back post ball. So what in the end happens is that we're being attacked down here, and the player will just easily switch the ball across to this player who is running on, who can go and have a shot at goal. And if you watch the highlights of our games, you'll see this happening time and time and time again, because we keep losing the ball, being attacked in the transition, which is what we try to do for other teams. We be attacked in the transition, and then when they actually get there, they've got an easy run on goal because of a switch. Now, we've got Man City next, and as Michael Normanton pointed out on Twitter, if you don't know who Michael Normanton is, one of the square ball guys, he said, hopefully one of the best managers in the world and the best passers of the ball in the world don't notice this really easy way to beat us, which obviously is a joke, because they will have noticed. And if we don't do something about it, they are just going to kill us in that department. So what I'm saying is, it's not entirely the left back's fault, and in this case, Junior Firpo. It's not entirely his fault, but we have to say as well that he has not been good enough since he came in. Defensively, he gets skinned far too often, and offensively, he's actually okay. But you kind of have to have both sides of the game in the modern game to be able to play that position. Now, we've been linked with Mason Holgate, who I'm going to talk about first, around £20 million, but Mason Holgate plays primarily as a centre-back and a right-back, so if he's a Diego Llorente replacement, that's fine, we'll get rid of Diego Llorente, he is a liability now. But I don't see that as the priority. Easy for me to say. I don't see that as the priority. It needs to be a left-back, and two that we've been linked with are Kai Wagner. That one doesn't seem to go away. He's from Philadelphia Union, which is where Brendan Aronson used to play. He's a German left-back. He's 25, I think, now, and he's got 8 assists this season. It could be 9. There's differing points on different websites, but 8 or 9 assists this season, which is pretty good going forward. But apparently he's pretty strong defensively as well. He's pretty good going backwards. So he's one option, and he'd be around €5 million. The other option is 19-year-old Jesus Vasquez of Valencia. Now, Vasquez is not getting many games. He's only had 4 this season at Valencia, and that's because ahead of him is Jose Gaya, who, unless he gets injured, Vasquez is not going to get game time over him. So I think he is going to want out in summer, but definitely in summer. But at this point, he could be wanting out within the January transfer window, and Leeds could offer him that out. He is only 19 years old, so there's no sort of proven player there. But really, anything that we can do to back up that position would be massively helpful for this Leeds team. We need someone capable of getting up and down and definitely being able to get back. Basically, I almost think we need somebody with a little bit more of a cautious head to say, sometimes I'm not going to go on the attack. Sometimes I am going to sit in and just try and provide that cover depending on what sort of phase of the game that we're in. Jesus Vasquez maybe is not that player because he's 19, maybe doesn't have that sort of older, cooler head on him, and maybe Kai Wagner would be the sort of player to do that. But also Kai Wagner has only played in the MLS for the last couple of years. So it swings and roundabouts, really. I don't think any of these options are world beaters. I think they are backup options to Firpo, unfortunately, or someone who would start over Firpo but wouldn't be a world beater. Like I say, I don't want Mason Holgate, I don't think. Not at the moment anyway, because Diego Llorente is probably not going to get out of the club yet. But for me, left back and a striker, as has been for the last couple of seasons, is the main priority. And like I say, these aren't the best options, but they're probably the only options that we actually have out there. Around this price range, I don't think we'll be paying £20 million for Mason Holgate in January, but the other two reasonable for £5 to £7 million is a reasonable deal that we could do. And to be honest, I think I would take either one of them just as backup, as more squad depth in that position, because although Pascal has done an admirable job there, and on another note, he's had a new contract until 2027, which is really good, securing him. But either of these would help out in that position because, like I say, Pascal has done an okay job there, but it's not his primary position, and I would like to see him start to transition into that starting left centre-back now throughout the rest of the season and next season, because I think Cooper is sort of coming to his... He's still got his value in this team, but it's sort of coming to the end of his time as a starter at Leeds, at least. So those are the options that we've been linked with, that are out there. That is the left back issue that we have. So let me know down in the comments what you thought, if you watched those games, if you can identify the same sort of problem as I did, because it does not look good enough in that transition, in that switch of play. This will be the last video before Christmas, so everybody have a good Christmas. There will be one before New Year, so I won't say Happy New Year yet. But thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll try and get back to you. And I shall see you next time on Leeds Lately.